Heyo everyone, me should be barking here. So, I sound really sad. Let's take that again. Heyo everyone, me should be barking here. So, I got back from Spokanthro roughly a week ago, and sorry it's taken me so long to record this. I've been pretty busy since I got back. This is gonna be more of a chill video where I just sit back. I don't have a script written. I have bullet points that I want to talk about involving the con, but I just kind of want to go over my experience at the con and how much I enjoyed my time there. So day one of the con, I got to see a lot of people I knew right away, but there weren't a lot of people that I knew there. You know, that doesn't make sense. Compared to the amount of people there, the amount of people that I knew was very low, but I also knew a lot of people there, you know? So I got there, registration wasn't that bad. Like stated before, Spokanthro's debut year was this year, and there was only 350 people there, so registration was actually pretty chill. It was fairly quick. I paid ahead. I did the sponsor thing, which got me a pretty cool poster and a t-shirt. So did that, paid ahead, and was able to just go in and get my badge. Right away I was kind of thrown into interacting with people I didn't really know, which is not my comfort zone, or at least wasn't before the con. I generally wasn't having a good time having to talk to people that I didn't know, having to be around people that weren't furries, or even people that were furries. I just didn't feel comfortable at all seeing people that I didn't know. So what's funny is I'm looking at my notes right now, and I have way more people showed up, 350 plus, and I was highballing because they were like, whoa, we got way more people than we thought we were gonna get. But I was like, 350, that's a lot. There's no way we have this. But it turns out the actual numbers were 348 people throughout that entire weekend. So for a debut con, that is unreal. And the nice thing is, we've been invited to come back next year, and they're currently building a convention center that apparently we might have first dibs on. Oh, that's in my notes. That's not a tangent, that's in my notes. So yeah, the first day was pretty eventful. Apparently Fridays are pretty chill at cons. Like I said, this is my first con, so Fridays are pretty chill, I guess. There's one thing I went to that I really enjoyed, which was, so this is your very first convention, and it was a great thing. The only issue was, it was in a hotel room, and there were like 30 of us in there, so we were all just packed. Sardines in a can, bro. They definitely under-anticipated how many people were gonna be there. One of the things that they said that I didn't realize stuck with me as much as it did was, you can always interact as if you've got the suit head on. Which, when I dress up as Misha, I definitely feel a lot more confident, but as soon as I take it off, I just tense up, and suddenly I'm self-conscious and nervous. But hearing that, it didn't set in right away, but my confidence definitely went up as the con went on, and I still feel the side effects to that. Like, I'm definitely much more happy, much more uppity, and just willing to talk to new people, willing to interact, and just be myself. When I was a kid, I used to be that kid that would talk to everyone and would interact and have a great time, and just throughout life that just slowly faded. So it feels really good to get that back, even as little as I feel it is here. It's here, you know? But yeah, in general, on the first day, I didn't have a good time. I just wasn't willing to open up and willing to interact with anyone, and I just stayed to myself, occasionally talking to the people I knew, but not very often. One of the funny things is Miles, who is now a really good friend of mine, we knew each other before the con, but we didn't really like talk or become friends. But I saw them the first day, and they waved hi, and I waved back, and that was it. Like, my social anxiety just wouldn't let me pursue that any further until I got more comfortable, until the second day. Day one ended in a dance, and I danced for like 5 minutes, decided I felt uncomfortable, and just sat the rest of the time. So yeah, day one wasn't very fun.
Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams! Just do it!
Just expand around it.
Ah!
Day two was definitely where all the magic happens, and I don't mean the magic in the hotels, do not go there. Day two started immediately with the fursuit parade, and that was weird at first. So they stuffed us in a room, once again, a room that was too small. There were a lot of suitors there, as seen in the picture that is shown on the screen right now. That was the picture that we all took, the fursuit group photo. And yeah, the room's really small. You can see me right over there. I had to lean around the person because I was too short. I should have stood further up front, but I didn't. I don't know why I didn't. So we got done with the picture, and we all got lined up for the fursuit parade. And we walked outside, around the block, kinda, around the parking lot, excuse me. And then we walked back inside. But I mean, it was little, it was a lot of fun, and it was great just to see all the different suits, like watching the fursuit parade video back. There were a lot of people there. Like, I didn't know there were that many suitors there. Some of them I only saw for there and then never saw again. So, did they just show up for the parade, or is that something people do at cons? Let me know. The next thing I went to was a voice acting panel, which I think will help my videos in the future. He basically talked about drink water, do exercises, which none of which I did before this video. I'm very dehydrated and probably really tight, but you know, it'll help at some point in the future. Who knows? But one of the things I want to do, obviously not today, one of the things I want to do is I want to be more animated when I talk as Misha. I don't want this to be like a character that's not me. I still want it to be me, but you know how YouTubers over-animate themselves? Yeah, that, but like diet over-animation. Anyway, if it feels like I'm blowing through this, it's because there was a lot of dead time. That's really that's my only complaint with this con, is the amount of dead time in between everything was a lot. So during the dead time, I decided to pull out my Switch, and within 30 seconds, someone who I didn't know was like, "You got Smash on that, buddy?" Meanwhile, I'm getting bodied as Ike, so I just turned that around and I'm like, "Hey, I got Smash on this." And then he kicked my ass. I'm talking whooped my ass. Like, he two-stocked me consistently. But I learned, and I'm gonna improve, and next time I see him, I'm gonna win. Don't quote me on that. This isn't a bet. I'm probably gonna lose, guys. Don't have any faith in me. At some point during day 2, I stopped taking notes, so if you thought this video was loose at the beginning, wait for no notes, no script Misha. Here we go. There was the karaoke. That was pretty cool. For privacy purposes, there's no footage included, except for this one thing. If I was singing karaoke, I wouldn't want people taking recordings of me. I know it happens in like bars and stuff, but that's not okay. We're all there for fun. It doesn't matter if we sound good or bad. Please clap on 2 and 4, and that's all.
Oh, watch out.
After that was the second furry dance, and that one went a lot better in my opinion. I don't know if it was the rum and coke I chugged right before I went down and danced, or if it was just something clicked, you know, but that night, I had a lot of fun. I danced for an hour or 2 on end and just had a good time with all my friends. It felt really good to have people there that would call me over and actually really want to hang out with me and just not ignore me. That sounds dumb, but it's really how I feel, where I feel like I have genuine friends that I didn't really have a lot of before. I have friends, sure, especially like musical friends, but it felt good to have friends that I could just talk about furry stuff with or just hang out with, and if they saw me in a room, they would just, "Hey Misha," and be super excited if I came over. And that felt really good. So yeah, Saturday was probably the best day of the con. Not much happened Sunday. I ended up leaving early because I went and watched a movie with Miles, Ace, and Rye. We went and watched Kung Fu Panda in theaters in 2019. Not clickbait. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know how. But it was a lot of fun. Movie holds up. It was a really good movie. So yeah, for my very first FurCon, I have to say it was one of the greatest weekends of my life. When I first started, I spent an extra like $35 to get the sponsor package, which came with the shirt and the poster, and I was kind of like, oh, these are cool. But afterwards, I definitely don't regret spending that money. The amount of fun I had and the new friends that I've made, and truly friends that I feel like I can go hang out with or talk to, like Miles and Ace, I've hung out with them like 3 or 4 times after the con even ended. Turns out they live like 3 minutes walking distance away from me, so that makes that kind of easy. But yeah, in terms of my very first con, I had a marvelous time. Friday wasn't the best day, but that was just because I was getting in my own way and not letting myself truly express myself and get out of my box. Once I started doing that on Saturday, everything changed, you know? Sunday, Saturday, both days were the best days. Oh, I forgot to mention, Sunday, we all ended up storming the Wendy's. There was an ice cream social that apparently we had to buy tickets at the door or we had to be a patron. They didn't tell me, and it sounds like they didn't tell a lot of people about the ice cream ticket at the door, which I wouldn't have bought it, so they really didn't miss out. But it turns out a lot of people didn't buy it, and I was at Wendy's, and then I got a message on my Telegram in the group chat, and everyone's just kind of like, you know, screw it. Let's all go to Wendy's. Let's get Frosties. So I was in line. I was like, okay, I'll just get my meal and a Frosty. And then Rye, Ace, and Miles were all already there, and they called me over to sit down with them, and we were sitting there, and no joke, like 60 to 80 furries all came in that Wendy's and bought food and got Frosties and everything. And all I can say is good thing it wasn't a McDonald's. So that's about all I got. Sorry if this feels like preachy or rambly or very discordant, unorganized. I like to write scripts because I stutter a lot. Like, there's a lot of dead footage in this. I have so many. I have hours of editing coming up. So yeah, I stutter a lot, which is why there's a lot of jump cuts or like pauses or splices in my videos, is because I end up blotching something. So if any videos don't have a script, I'm sorry, but just come to expect that it's gonna be slower, it's gonna be more stutter-y-er, and yeah, that is one of those videos. So all I can say is I'm super excited for Spokanthro 2020. I can't wait. Anthro Northwest this year is one of the other cons I plan to go to. I plan to go to Anthro Northwest, Furlandia, and then I'll make my way to Spokanthro 2020. And all I can say is I really hope to see you there.